Hello and welcome to Always Elite. Today we're going to review AEW Revolution 2020. We're going to start with the buy-in. It's SCU versus the Dark Order. SCU starts off fast and attacks the Dark Order right before the bell to get the advantage. Dark Order takes control after Frankie is thrown to the outside and the minions beat him up while the ref is distracted. It was great tag team wrestling all around. Both teams are very, very good at what they do. In the end, the Dark Order wins with a blindside clothesline from a pin. Then they pin SCU for the win. After the match, there's a dark figure that comes out in a robe. Everybody thinks it's the Exalted one, but it's Christopher Daniels under the robe. He reveals himself and attacks the Dark Order. The Dark Order beat him down. Then, out of nowhere, Colt Cabana comes out to help, and they drive the Dark Order away. Then we're going to get to the main card. There were 7 matches on the main card. It was drawn out to about 4 hours. Trust me, it was a long one to watch. First match was Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hager. Doesn't take long for a fight to break out. Brawling on the outside. Dustin was working on Hager's arm because his submission move is the ankle lock. So he at least got that down. Hager's in control most of this match. Hager target is a really good target submission wrestler. Obviously, if you haven't seen him in MMA, he's 2-0. He's very, very good at what he does. Now, when they get onto the outside, Dustin kisses Hager's wife, who is at ringside, which pisses off Hager to no end. It is freaking hilarious. Match went outside the ring a lot here. I don't know if it's just animosity or that's the way it was planned out. And then when Dustin gets back in the ring, he breaks out a code red at his age. I think he's 55. I can't remember how old he is, but it's insane that some of the stuff that he does. But Dustin succumbs to Hager's submissions, and he taps out to a standing arm triangle. Or passes out. I couldn't tell which either, but I think he tapped out. Next up was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Darby wastes no time, dives right through the ropes to Sammy onto the outside before the bell even rings. Hell, before his introduction even comes. Eventually, Sammy gets the upper hand and breaks out the tables and delivers a 630, whatever you want to call it, from the corner through the tables through Darby. The match hasn't even started yet. This is probably going on for about 5 minutes. When Darby gets into the ring, the bell finally rings and Sammy hits a running knee right out the gate. And he only gets a 2 count. In the end, Sammy removes the top turnbuckle. Darby monkey flips him into the turnbuckle and then proceeds to hit him with a coffin drop for the win. Then is the Tag Team title match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships between the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page. Both teams are very evenly matched all the way through, and I think they're 2 of the top tag teams. Even though Kenny and Paige are not tag team wrestlers, they're very well as a tag team, but they're also very good as singles competitors as well. Just goes to show how good all 4 of them are. Hangman takes control after a few shots to Matt's back. Matt has known back problems, and it's a good strategy for Hangman to have from this point going forward through the match. It was back and forth as expected. It was big move after big move. After Paige gets knocked off the apron, Kenny receives a nasty pile driver. Paige busts out a move. Never seen him use. It was the chicken wing. He does some spinning thing in the ring, and then he just locks in the chicken. This is something I've never seen him do. Have any of you ever seen him do it? Maybe he did it in New Japan. The Young Bucks with the Indie Taker on Paige on the ramp, effectively taking them out of the match, which takes them out for a good 5-10 minutes. It was a buckshot lariat V-trigger combo, but Kenny only gets 2. Paige tags in and uses the one-winged angel on Matt, but Nick breaks it up. The pin. That pisses Hangman off. He throws Nick onto the ramp, gives him a buckshot lariat on the outside on the ramp, goes back the other way, gives Matt a buckshot lariat, and he gets the pin for the win, and Paige and Omega retain their titles. Now after the match, after everybody was celebrating, Hangman was on the outside, and Kenny had his back turned. He was waiting for Kenny to turn around. He was going to give him a buckshot lariat. You could see it in the, if you watch the paper, you could see that that was his plan, but he decided better of it. I guess everybody there saw it too. Next was the AEW Women's World Championship match between Chris Statlander and Nyla Rose. There wasn't much going on very early in the match, just, kicks and punches and lots of weird stuff. Nyla takes over after Chris misses a dive to the outside, which looked nasty. It was the same kind of dive that Cody did, I believe, at Fyter Fest when he dove to the outside and hit the ramp. Although Chris didn't get busted open. After a while, it went back and forth and back and forth. Nyla with a STF right after that, Nyla hits the Beast Bomb, but Chris kicks out. Nyla finishes Chris off with an avalanche Beast Bomb from the top. Nyla Rose retains her title. Next up is Cody versus MJF. Well, Cody's sporting a new tattoo on his neck, and it looks like it's either the Nightmare family symbol or his American Nightmare, which that's what I think it is. It's the American Nightmare symbol right on his neck. MJF steps out of the ring just to take a walk around. He does that a couple of times to make you think he's scared of Cody, which in reality he probably is. MJF later in the match puts on a Fujiwara armbar, but Cody uses his teeth to break the hold. He grabs onto the ropes with his teeth. It was a really weird visual, but it worked. Cody hits a disaster kick, but when MJF gets up, he is busted wide open. Because I guess when MJF fell to the outside, because he did it to the outside, off the apron, he hit the floor. And that busted him open. He must have missed a mat that was right there at the edge of the ring. Who knows? Brandy tries to get involved by taking out Wardlow, but Wardlow catches her when she tries to do a splash. Cody begs and pleads to put her down. After he does, Cody attempts to kick Wardlow on the outside, but he misses and hits Arn Anderson, which takes Anderson right out of the match. Off that miscue, Cody gets into the ring and MJF with a low blow, but Cody kicks out of the pin. MJF hits a double cross, but Cody kicks out again. Cody with his own low blow after some distractions. And then he gives him, and then a vertebreaker, which I have not seen him bust out before. MJF, but MJF kicks out of the pin. After that, MJF is crying on the ground. right at Cody's feet, which was freaking hilarious. His crocodile tears don't fool anybody, though. After 2 crossroads, Cody tries for a third, but MJF uses his knee strike, and then he pulls out the diamond ring from his shorts and blasts Cody. MJF falls into a pin, and he pins Cody 1, 2, 3. That was quite a shock for me. I thought it would go down a little differently, although I did think that MJF was going to win the match, but not like that. Then we get Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Now, I think this match went way too long. It should have just been a squash match, literally, to Orange Cassidy. Orange and Pac start off with exchanging devastating kicks to one another. I'm just kidding. It was the orange kicks. They kept changing back and forth. After a while, Pac gets tired of that. He pushes Cassidy to the outside, and then he just proceeds to throw him into the ring post. Pac hits an avalanche brainbuster, goes for the cover, but pulls Orange up at 2. He could finish this match anytime he chose. He's just playing around with Orange now because he thinks he's a joke. Cassidy hits a splash to no avail, though. Cassidy then hits a Superman punch, which I didn't think he was going to do anything. Lucha Bros come down and fight with the best friends who are ringside. That's where Pac really takes advantage. Knocks Orange down, locks in the brutalizer, and Cassidy verbally taps out. Like I said, this match lasted way longer than it should have. Then we get to the main event of Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley. Starts off with a straight up brawl in the ring, and it goes to the outside, and they brawl outside for quite a while. It goes into the crowd and comes back. Mox gets cut after being thrown into the ring post. I mean, he busted pretty good right above his eye, his bad eye at that. Right after that, Mox gets powerbombed onto the ringside table. And the table didn't break, it just folded. Jericho takes total control and just beats on Moxley after that. Moxley tries to come back. He locks in a heel hook off a attempted Walls of Jericho. But Jericho escapes. And then, of course, later, Santana and Ortiz have to get involved. Moxley gets hit with the Mad Ball. Jericho then hits the Lion Salt, but can't put Moxley away. Moxley locks in a Boston Crab, but Hager comes out and Moxley takes care of him. And Jericho takes advantage and puts his own Boston Crab on after that. Hager then hits Moxley, and then the ref ejects all of the inner circle, although Sammy Guevara sneaks around the other side behind the referee, grabs the title belt, gets into the ring, and hits Moxley with it. Moxley then counters at the end, Moxley then counters the Judas Elbow into a paradigm shift. Takes off his eye patch, showing that he can see out of this eye, which stuns Jericho. He doesn't know what to do. And then Moxley with another paradigm shift. And then Moxley pins Jericho to win the AEW World Championship. After the match, Moxley grabs the microphone and says the title doesn't belong to him, it belongs to everyone here, because AEW fans are part of the family as well. Well, that's all the time I have for you today. Join me again for an unboxing. Until then, always be elite.